In today's video, we're going to continue our discussion of using REST APIs to control various aspects of the Nerdio Manager from other automation platforms. In the previous video, we enabled REST API, which created all the necessary Azure infrastructure to use Nerdio Manager through API. And in this video, we're actually going to go through an example of how to consume the API and trigger various actions inside of the Nerdio Manager. In order to do that, we are going to use a tool called Postman, which is going to allow us to download a collection and then use those APIs pretty easily from inside of a nice GUI interface. And we'll start out by going under settings and integrations, and we'll see again here that REST API in the Nerdio Manager is currently enabled. We can click to show our credentials. The one thing you'll notice is our secret is currently hidden and that there's no way to get to that secret. If we needed to create a new one, we can click the regenerate button. But during the API enablement process, this secret was provided to us. So I made a note of it and we're going to use it in just a minute. And then the next thing we'll do is we will download a Postman collection, which is just a JSON file that we'll be able to import into Postman right here. So if we go under import, we'll be able to say upload file and select that latest download and click import. And now we'll see that here we have NMW Nerdio Manager for WVD REST API with its various requests. The very first thing we have to do in order to start using the API is get an authentication token. In order to do that, we need our shared secret, which I have copied. We're going to click on Get Token. We are going to go to the body of the request, and we'll see here that there is a value that we have to provide called the client secret. I'm going to paste the secret right here and click Send. And by clicking send, you will see that I've just received an access token, and that API responded with a 200 OK, which means that that worked. Now that I have a token, I can test the API request. So I'm going to select this test API request and click send. And we got a 200 OK response that the API client is responding. Now let's take a look at some of the things that we can do. So for example, let's go under host pools and let's turn off autoscale on a particular, or turn on autoscale on a particular host pool. So on the right here, I'm going to go into Workspaces, my workspace here, and let's take a look at the marketing host pool where autoscale is currently turned off, as you can see right here. I'm going to select the turn autoscale on off for the ARM WVD object model. We can also use the non-ARM, but in this case, I'm in Workspaces, which is the ARM one. And if we click on the request, you see what we need here. We need to provide the subscription ID, resource group, and pool name, which luckily is actually going to be right here in my URL. So I'm going to copy this right here. So I'm going to take that and I am going to copy it right here. And then once I have that copied, I can go into the body of the request and I can select whether I want to turn autoscale on or off. In this case, I want to set isEnabled to true. I'm going to go ahead and send the request in. We can see we got a response that worked. And now, if I go back to Workspaces and take a look at my marketing workspace after refreshing the page, we should see that it is now enabled. And there it is, autoscale on the marketing host pool is enabled. And also, if we look under our tasks, we'll notice that there was a task called Update Dynamic Scale Settings that originated from a REST API just a few minutes ago. And if we look under details, we can see that autoscale was set from false to true. Now, if I wanted to turn this back off, I would set this to false, click send. Once that gets the proper response, if I were to refresh the page, we'll now see autoscale being turned off on the marketing host pool. Here it is, it's off. And we'll see a task that actually turned it off. So that's one example. Let's look at another example, and that is powering on or off, or actually getting information about a host. So let's go ahead and open this up. Let's take a look at what we're looking for. We need to provide, again, the subscription ID, resource group, pool name, and host name. So let's go ahead and open up a host pool with a running host. So there is a running host. Let's go ahead and take this information right there. So we're going to have our subscription, resource group, and this is extra. So it's going to be our host pool, and then our host name is going to be this. So let's replace. Go ahead and send. Okay, and this has returned to us the information about this particular host, and we can see that the host pool is right here, and its power state is currently running. And then if we wanted to change the power state of this host, we could do something similar right here. So let's replace the host name. Okay, that's the host name. Let's grab the subscription, resource group, and host pool name right there. And if we go under body and set this to stop, let's see if that works. Okay, and there it is. We got a 200 OK, and we see that the VM is now stopping. And what I'm showing you right now are obviously very simple operations, things that you can easily do through the UI or even in the Azure portal. But when things get really powerful is when you do things like re-imaging, things like creating images directly from library or packaging desktop images, managing user sessions. So if you're using a tool like ServiceNow, where users have a self-service portal, you can give them a visibility of their sessions and their personal desktops, and give them the ability to manage those sessions and desktops. So the possibilities are really limitless with REST API integration. More and more API calls are going to be added to the Nerdio Manager as time goes on. Please give this a try. And if you have any feedback or any requests for new API calls, reach out to us at Nerdio, and we will be happy to add those API calls for our customers. Hope you have a nice rest of your day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.